Okay guys, I'm in the shop and I'm doing a homecoming alteration, and I came across something kind of weird and unique, and I'm sure some of you out there are going to need help doing this. So that is what I'm going to show you today. So I have this crazy beaded lace dress and I have to take in at the underarm seam. So I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do this because it's a little unique. It's put together in a way that I haven't really seen exactly. So I'm hoping this will be helpful to you if you also have to take in a dress that's covered in beads and lace. So let's go. So here is the dress that we need to take from the underarm seam. So this is the inside. So normally how you would take from the underarm seam is you would detach the outer layer from the lining. Then you would flip both of those layers inside out and you would stitch along the seam of the lining, and then you would stitch along the seam of the outer, and then you would cut off any extra fabric, and then you would fold the tops back and top stitch that or hand stitch that closed so it was back together. This dress is covered in beads and lace, as you can see. So I wasn't sure how to approach this, so I just started ripping out. So you never have to be afraid of ripping as long as you're only ripping threads. As long as you're not ripping into any fabric, you can always put back the threads that you're ripping, and sometimes there's just no way to find out how something's put together without ripping it apart. So the first thing I did was I went here and I started removing just that top stitch that's holding the lining to the outer just at the very top, because I knew that would have to come out if I'm going to be flipping this inside out. So I removed that first, and then I noticed that the beaded layer was actually completely attached to the lining. I can't pull it apart, so I can't separate these two to take from the seams as I normally would. So then I started looking at it and I noticed all these clear threads on the inside. So those clear longer stitches there, and then I wasn't sure if those were what was holding the beads in, because if so, then the beads would be going everywhere if I started to rip that. But I could tell then when I looked at it, it wasn't holding the beads in. It's holding these patches of lace on. So I started ripping and the beads did not start flying. So I did that on this side. So this is what I came up with after I ripped a lot of that clear thread. So you can see it took some time. You can see it in there, those clear threads. And then you can just get your seam ripper and pull them out like that. See those there? And then you can also get them from the back side. Just flip it over and slide your seam ripper under those clear threads and pop those out. And then you can start to work that lace off of there. So then, once I got enough of that lace off of there, I then noticed there still is an outer and a lining layer. There's still both layers. So we'll just open this up here now, and I will take from this seam, and then I will take from this seam, and then I'll put these back together, and then all we have to do is lay the lace back on. We might cut off some excess, and then the lace just overlaps, and then I'll just hand stitch it back down. So first I'll start ripping up here to open up the lining layer from the outer layer. You have to be so careful when you're ripping mesh that you're only getting the thread and not the actual mesh. So if you pull it apart like that, you can really see what's thread and what's fabric. And then once you get it started, it's not so bad. It'll start to open up. flip this layer inside out like this. And what I'm going to do is grab it by this seam here. And I'm going to basically be recreating that seam, this stitch right here, but in further to make the dress smaller. So I just need to fold the fabric along that seam again and flip up this top part. And get a few pins in here to keep this flat and together. This one doesn't need any taken from the waistline, so I'm only taking from the underarm and then tapering it down. So that's why I didn't rip it open at the waistline, I only ripped it open at the top. Let's go to the sewing machine. Now we're ready to put our side seam into the machine and stitch a new seam. So here's the old seam over here, and I need to make this 3 inches less. So I'm going to go find my 1.5, which is going to be right here. Okay, I'm going to start in from the back a little bit so I can start with a back stitch. Put my presser foot down. And end with a back stitch once you have met back up with the original seam. Okay, so then we can either leave that. So this extra flap here, we can either cut off or we can just fold it and leave it inside the dress since it's not bulky at all anyway. So now we'll do the same thing with the other layer. So here's the new seam on the outer layer. Now we're gonna flip over and go to the lining in here. And same thing, this is the original seam. We're just gonna flip it inside out and fold it along that seam and then put some pins in it so we can remake that seam. And so. Okay, so here's the outer new seam, and there's like a weird little spot where I didn't make it all the way back, but it's actually okay because it's going to get covered up with this lace anyway. As long as the lining side looks okay, because the client will see that, and that looks good. So I'm just going to keep these seam allowances in there so they can reverse this if they ever need to. I'll just lay them down inside of there really nicely and flat, and then I'll take these lace pieces and just lay them down over it and probably hand stitch that through all layers. Okay, so I got all the seam allowance settled in there and this all aligned how I want it with some pins in it. So now I'm going to go to the machine and just re-stitch that top stitch real close to that top edge there. So I'm just going to position this so the needle is really close to the edge there and start and end with a back stitch. So that takes care of the sizing issue. So now all we have to do is put these lace pieces back down. So we'll just lay them down how they were. And again, I'm not going to cut any off just in case they want to reverse this alteration. So I'm just going to lay them down like they were. I think that side was in first because that side looks a little frayed. So just get them situated. And then you can use clear nylon string like that too if you want to hand stitch them down, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use some of my green Gutermann polyester, and I'm going to hand stitch this down in a few different places throughout just to tack this down. Okay, I might be nuts, but I have it in my machine and I'm going to try to just crank it by hand to get some stitches tacked down quickly. I think it might work. Because as you saw, there wasn't a whole lot holding this on to begin with. So if we can just get just enough stitches to hold those lace patches down, this is going to be just fine. So I think this is going to work. I'm going to set it to a basting stitch, number 4 length, so it goes a little faster. But look at that. It's going right through. You definitely don't want to sew this with the petal because of all the beads. It would never make it through. But sometimes you can hand crank it like this. And while it's slow, it's still faster than hand sewing. Okay, I was actually able to get through all of it that way and get this all these lace pieces tacked down. So this came out pretty nice. That is how you go about it if you have a dress you need to take in that has a whole bunch of lace and beads on it. So I hope that was helpful for you. If so, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.